because you always just gotta attack it very nice and defend it.
I think it's like
people. Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Now, as you know, Arsenal just defeated Manchester United 3-1 in a 4-goal thriller. Now that I've caught my breath, true roller coaster of emotions for both teams. It was very much what I and a lot of you lot said. Both teams can't really defend. Definitely, if you go off recent form, both teams struggle to keep clean sheets, and I think it's reflected in the 3 goals United conceded. And while we only conceded one, the standard of goal we conceded, big up Ronaldo because of what's going on in his personal life. I actually had to applaud that goal for obvious reasons, but it was not going to be in rent. It's his 100th goal, so it might be, but it's not going to be a goal that's in his highlights. Whether you want to blame Gabriel, Cedric, Ramsdale, it kind of follows in the 2 goals we conceded against Chelsea, the goals we conceded in the Chelsea games, Brentford game, Southampton game, away at Watford as well, and obviously Brighton. We've been conceding cheap goals. It's a madness, in it, people. Like, it's a madness. I don't know what to say. All I'll say is big up. I'll start with what I feel is the positives. 6 points this week, 3 points against United. It's not the United they used to be, but we got 6 points. It would have been 1 step forward, 10 step back had you have not at least got a point from this. We've done the maximum in it. We started at 12:30. We've got the 3 points. We now come, tomorrow we can enjoy today, the players, but tomorrow back on focusing for West Ham. But we can enjoy that. We can watch Brentford knowing that we've done our job. Brentford against Spurs, Chelsea, West Ham. Obviously, pardon me, we've played United. It's almost a 6-pointer in that we're taking points of our rivals. And, it looks like it's going to be the decider between us and Spurs. So we got 3 points. I feel we showed commitment. I think we started well. I think we battled to the end. I think we liked the Chelsea game. In many ways, it was a superb performance, but it was actually several stages that were appalling. I think not too much was going to change because if you look at the current theme, necessarily we've been conceding cheap goals. Our game management hasn't been the best. Once again, we've held on to a lead for about 2-3 minutes, much like the goals against Chelsea. So game management, the standard of goals we concede, I'd actually say maybe even finishing our chances, putting more daylight between the two sides. These are avenues for us to improve generally, and they've been reflected in our last 2 games, much less the last 180 minutes of football. It's nice to win at home. It's nice to do the job in it. Like, obviously, it's nice to score early as well. Really and truly, shout out to Tavares for gambling. Really and truly gambled. He swipes in after Saka's shot. Obviously, Xhaka scored a great goal. Tavares got on the score sheet. Who scored the other one? You got Xhaka, Saka, Tavares. Sorry, Saka scored the penalty after Eddie's goal was ruled out. Again, away from emotion, we need to improve defensively. Not just what's left of this season, but in general, because it's not always going to be what it's been in the last 2 games. Conceded a cheap goal. Could have probably conceded a bit more, Again, I'm a big fan of Ramsdale. Distribution, at times, several players losing the ball cheaply. Distribution at times was so. I think him and Gabriel, someone needs to take leadership and ownership, and not speak about Cedric for the goal we've conceded. Tavares I think Tavares had a mixed game. He had a good game in so many incidences, because there was times in the game we were sitting there on the watch along and saying he's our better player. There was also times where you sat there and you're like, what's going on there? I think Cedric was worse. We win, lose, or draw together. We're just talking. But I think Cedric was worse. I think on another day, our fullbacks were quite questionable. I think our centre-backs were a bit so-so and our keeper. But there was also incidences they did quite well. Like, everybody reacted in the second half. There was a period in the second half I thought we conceded. Defensively, we give too many opportunities. Going forward, we was quality. Odegaard, quality. Saka, great. Smith Rowe, a bit quiet today. But I think Eddie worked hard. He didn't get his goal. Should have scored. He denied Odegaard a wavy assist, didn't he? Like that flick thing before Varane mopped up. Eddie worked hard. I think Saka did well. I think Odegaard put on the clinic. Xhaka and El Nene superb today. Big up El Nene especially. Still don't think he should get a new deal in that, but good game. Xhaka was quality. The icing on the cake, on top of the cake, is obviously the goal he scored. But I think, forget that, he was quality. I think between the 3 midfielders, probably, a man of the match. But everybody did their job. Everyone did what they could in it, really and truly. We did have chances. We probably could have scored more. We could have conceded a lot more. We was fortunate, in my opinion, not to have at least 2 penalties given against us. I think Bruno missed because he's shit, as much as I like him. He just being a bit of a baby today. I think he should have been sent off. The ref was trigger happy with yellow cards, but other than that, we did our job. I think the first 20 minutes we started fast. I think at half time, going into half time, I did expect a United fight back just because the game's quite close. Both teams are poor defensively. I think our high line and the gaps that Cedric and Ben White are leaving, and more so Gabriel and Tavares are presenting us with issues. I think what Tellez hit the post. If I'm United, I thought there was going to be a bit of a hit back, and they did initially. There was a period in the second half, or the first half of the second half, where they dominated possession. But other than that, we did what we needed to do, man. When Rob Holding came on, I'm not going to lie, I think we looked a bit better defensively. You know, that's the Uno card that he's got. So yeah, man, I can't really, obviously it's not the prettiest of performance, but we got the job done. In the last 2 games, we've done that. And I know I'd rather sit here and have the 3 points and sit here and talk to you lot about this guy could have done better, that guy. Because there's been times we've played a lot better and got nothing. City, we got nothing from it. Like, so this is if we've ever needed to slug performances through, I think today is one of them. And I think we did that. And I think we can be proud. A lot to improve. Defensively, a lot of heart in mouth moments. I know if you're an Arsenal fan or United fan, obviously we're enjoying the game because we won, but I wouldn't necessarily say anybody enjoyed that game per se because it was one for the heart rate, innit? You know, probably a bit fortunate Cedric didn't have a penalty. I personally think Tavares is one against Elanga is a penalty. So yeah, I just think defensively there's just several improvements, you know, because to be made. Because anytime Sancho went down the left wing, our right hand side, he got something. I think Tavares was a bit more solid than Cedric, but there was a time where you thought there might be a goal. End of the day, it is what it is, innit, man? We've beaten 2 teams that are expected to be in the Champions League or fight for that. You know, 2 teams that were allegedly meant in the summer fighting for the league. There's a building block, man. If you just get some more midfielders that are 30, a striker that's 30, marry these young players with some quality and some consistency, it'd be good. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe we should get an experienced centre half as well, because I think Ben White and Gabriel, they look like they need it's like their PK and they need a Puyol sort of thing. Yeah, man. I think Ramsdale had some booky moments, but that's still my guy. I still retain faith in Ramsdale. I think the whole team needs to get back to basics defensively, like really back to basics, you know, because I think there's been a common theme definitely in the last 2 games. Not just when I say defensively, I'm not necessarily talking about the players, the defenders. I just feel the whole team, but you know, you get what you deserved. I think in the large of it, we slugged through, we remained, you know, we never gave up, we fought, you know, we got pegged back with a goal, we didn't get nervous, we didn't crack under pressure. Ultimately, we got the job done, in it. So big 6 points, but that's all it can be, in it. We need to tomorrow enjoy it today, watch the other games, hope other teams can do favors for us. Tomorrow we go back again because West Ham's a different entity, and in my opinion, they're going to play a lot better than Chelsea and United. And what I want to see is a better, convincing performance defensively. You know, both teams haven't been keeping clean sheets. I think you have to go back to February, Aston Villa. I might be wrong about February, but I think you have to go back to Villa or Leicester the last time we kept a clean sheet. God knows for United, innit? Like, I can go back quickly. We beat, obviously, 4-2 against Chelsea. We lost 1-0 to Southampton. That's not clean sheets. Yeah, Aston Villa in March, and we're almost finished. Like, our next game's in May, innit? So it's been a bit of a mixed bag. We've ended April strong, you know. We're going to do our April review this week coming. We've ended it strong. But it just makes you feel, man, if only we got the job done. If we turned up against Brighton, Palace, Southampton, I'd say Burnley, I'd say Everton away, I'd say Brighton in both them 2 games, Palace in both them 2 games, United at home. It is what it is, man. As I would say, fantastic for Ronaldo to not only get 100 goals, Premier League goals. That's an accomplishment. It's a nice moment for him to score. Obviously, what's going on with his unfortunately, he lost a young kid. It was a nice moment to see fans of all clubs. Well, I say both clubs in the 7th minute clapping him. That's what football's about, innit? Pause. So yeah, what can I say, man? You know, I think we should be happy about the 7 goals we've scored against these 2 teams we've just played this week. The fact that we've turned up to be counted, you know, the 7 goals we've scored and whatnot, and the 6 points, which is the biggest thing. But I do think the last 3 goals we've conceded, arguably in the last 5 games, you know, United 1, 3 when you say Chelsea, 4 with Southampton, 6 with Brighton, 6 plus 3. That's 9. The last 9 goals we've conceded have been very cheap. They've been several sequences. So there's a lot we can work on. There's a lot we can marry. You know, we're slugging through. They always say we ain't got fight, heart, desire. We've been able to do that, but there's a lot of improvements to make. But as I said, I'd rather get the 6 points and then talk about stuff and who could have done better and this and that. I'm not going to lie. I did think Cedric was lucky to not get hooked at halftime. I was screaming back 3, back 3, back 3. Now, let's be honest, we looked shaky at Chelsea with a back 3, back 4. We didn't look that much better. So I know what could be said. Maybe Arteta, does he go to a 3? Does he go to a 4? I think it's a different entity at West Ham next Sunday, but we'll see what's going on. You know, our remaining fixtures, I don't need to bore you lot. West Ham, Leeds, Tottenham away, Newcastle away, and Everton. Every game's a cup final, as Martin Odegaard said. Odegaard super midfield, in the 3 men in midfield: Granit, El Nene, Odegaard, superb today in particular. I'd say they were the 3 on another level compared to everyone. But as I say, we win, lose, or draw together. Even the guys that I've said have conceded goals, they're not alone in that, people. We all share responsibility. I do think a couple of young players are showing their ages at times and stuff like that, but it is what it is, man. That's a season for you. Where other players' form drops off, yours needs to pick up, you know. That's what it is, because there was a time Ramsdale was playing out of his skin and he wasn't. And I would say a lot of the way we're playing, it has been there even when we was doing our unbeaten run thing, but it is what it is, people, man. That's all I've got to say. Please hit the like button, offer your opinions. Come on, Arsenal. Peace.
So it's always just that active and defending.
I think it's like